I forgot to turn... I always forget I have to turn that off. Oh my goodness. Yes, love silly. I love silly little cat emotes. Oh my gosh. Just talking and chatting with chat, and we were talking about cute little goofy emotes. Gotta love the goofy emotes. I love goofy cat emotes. I have a lot of goofy emotes. Apparently I have one emote that actually makes one of my friends like cringe every single time they see it. So I always make it a fact to post it in their chat. It's my Giga Chad emote. It's my Giga Chad emote. They hate this emote. They think it's so weird looking. And I'm like, what's wrong with it? Look. Sometimes you gotta make the weird stuff, and I like making the weird stuff, so that's how that works. I'm gonna move my mic a little bit closer. But yeah. So I've been gone for a bit. I've been gone for 2 weeks from streaming. The reason being is because I kind of had to take a mental step away. So I wanted... Hoi hoi. Oh. Hello, Fairy. We're gonna be working... Fairy, I'm gonna be working on coloring you today. So you're gonna see some color. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, hi! Hi! Oh my gosh. You know, my expectation was like, no one was showing up, and then Master Eevee comes in, and I'm like, I'm now pumped. Meow meow. Meow meow. I know Cobb IRL, so she always says meow meow. I love your meow meows. I can hear him over. Oh. I need to be able to hear your D&D meow meows in real life. I mean, I have heard them before, but now I need to hear. Anyways, yeah, I've been gone. I've been gone for 2 weeks. I worked on a few things. I worked on some birthday stuff. I finally got shit done. I was so worried that I wasn't going to be able to finish it, but I did. I did it. I completed it. You don't want to know. I had one breakdown. That's pretty good. I was rigging stuff, so honestly, one breakdown is pretty mandatory. But I got it done. We have things set up. I even made sure to set everything up so I just have to stream. I was telling Squad that we should have used BG3. Oh my gosh, that's such a great idea. That would have been, yeah, yeah. You're excited? You're excited? Okay, yeah. I'm glad. I have some things that are little sneaky peekies that I have ready to post out for other socials. I'll also make sure to post it up on, in the Discord as well. I don't know how I feel about, like, posting, like, extras. I don't know. I was thinking about posting, like, early access stuff on Patreon where Patreon members can be able to see it, but I'm like, no one's in Patreon. Honestly, I kind of feel like unpublishing my Patreon page just to... But then I'm like, oh, but there's already stuff up there. I don't know. I mostly use it for, like, comic stuff, because I'm making a comic in the background, and so I mostly just have it to post up comic stuff, but every once in a while I post up, like, some behind the scenes of other things that I might be working on. For example, like, mini comics that I'm making in between here, or, like, other little stuff, and I do also have some 18+ art up there. That's why it says that you need to be 18 years or older. Because I had to do it if I wanted to post some. I would say they're tasteful. They're not like crazy. Don't expect anything too crazy. But birthday stuff. Did some stuff. Got it done. We have a new overlay that we're introducing, but don't worry. This portals one is still also going to be active. So whenever I'm in this model, we'll use the portals, and whenever I'm in my new stuff, then we'll be using the other one. So you'll kind of know a little bit based off of like what model I use, what background we'll use. So it'll change depending on what I have, which I think is nice. And also just to have fun with having like more stuff. But also builds more lore and story on the stream. So, yeah. But I will say this much. I'm no longer going to be a hobo out in the woods. No more hobo art. Only... Unless I'm in this model, then we're out here in the forest. And then in the other one, we're going to be indoors. So that's going to be nice. I found something old to repurpose into something new. So, and honestly, doing that stuff taught me a lot about some future stuff to do. And yeah. But a lot happened. I don't know why. My story and my life, whenever I go on break, whenever I take a vacation, suddenly, for some reason, I don't know why this is. For some reason, my breaks end up like a Wattpad fanfiction writer. Like everything happens. You know, end up in the hospital, end up doing this. No, I did not end up in the hospital. Do not worry. If I ended up in the hospital, I would have told you guys, like, hey guys, my break's probably gonna be longer because I ended up in the hospital. No, I didn't end up in the hospital. But I almost did because, oh my goodness. During the 2-week break, literally, I was like, I am so glad I am taking this break because the things I have to deal with right now in my personal life, what the heck? So, we live nowhere near anything that involves like an extreme a lot of nature, right? So, well, I say as I live in a forest. We got skunked again. This is the fourth time. The fourth time that we've had skunks. So, we had to capture a skunk again. We bought a new skunk trap in order to trap it. We got it. We got the skunk. But I was worried because it had been hot for the past few days. So I was worried about it. So I opened it up. So I opened up the trap. No, I didn't get skunked. I opened up the trap a little bit to give it water and food. It did nothing to me. I was called a little Snow White because it did nothing. It didn't bite me, it didn't hurt me, and it didn't skunk me. And I did that for several days. Giving it food and water. Not joking. Eventually, the person that was going to release it came and took it away and released it. We have it back, but there's another skunk, so I have to reset it. I'm very good with animals. A lot of people don't realize this. I am very much like a Disney princess. I'm very good with animals. So, the only animal that doesn't really like me too much are cats. Other animals I'm completely fine with. I mean, I haven't come across like a lion, a tiger, and a bear, and I don't want to. I don't want to know how I am with those. I don't want to know how I am with predators, okay? Probably a significant other or offspring. I think this one was the offspring because it was really small. Except this cat. Yeah, you're the only cat that is okay with me. So, and then my little munchkin, my little doggy, a skunk cat. I mean, I was worried that what we had caught was a cat, but no, it was a skunk. So, here's my ruling. Whenever I catch animals out here, there's a way to tell what you caught. If it starts hissing at you, it's a possum. If it starts going crazy in the capture thing, it's a raccoon. If it starts meowing at you, it's a cat. If it starts barking at you or you smell something really bad, it's a skunk. And honestly, that has not failed me. That's how you know what you caught. But and other things, my dog ended up getting like a sore spot on her eye, so I had to take her to the vet. She had to get a shot anyways, but she had to get her shots, but we did have it looked at, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry. This isn't as big as a problem as you think it is. You know, here's some eye ointment, and she'll be fine." And I was like, okay, good. So we had to put the ointment on her eye for a few days, and now it's better. They said that they just get it just because she's a small dog. She's not too small, but she's definitely a smaller dog, and smaller dogs just end up getting certain stuff in their eyes, so that's kind of like how it ends up being. And that's basically kind of what happened. And so I did take her to vet. My mom wanted to come, but then she was just like, "No, you're a big girl. You can take her yourself." I'm like, "Yeah, of course I can." I even told my mom, I'm like, "Mom, I can just take her in the morning. It's not that big of a deal." So I ended up taking her. She does not like the vet anymore. She is skittish with the vet, but it's funny because she loves like jumping out and then like looking around, sniffing everything. But the minute that we start going into the room, like into the little appointment room, she's just like, "Oh, nah." I'm like, "Leia, what do you think we're here for? What do you think we're here doing? We're not just here to smell a bunch of smell stuff and look at the sights. No, we're here because you have a doctor's appointment." I think it's the chemicals. No, it's not the chemicals. She's never had a problem before with the vet. It's just like over the years as she's gotten older, she's just kind of ended up developing that. So I think it's just like, you know, there's been a lot of stuff, so. Now, the last thing that happened, and I did tweet about this. I did talk about this in Discord, and a lot of people were like, "What the hell?" So my house was filled with toxic fumes, but it smelled lemony fresh. This is not going to make any sense. So I go outside and I walk the dog for her afternoon walk, and I come back inside and I'm like, smells like lemons. Maybe my mom put in a new air freshener. That's what I'm thinking it is. I'm thinking it's a new air freshener. So I'm kind of just like, smells really lemony, really chemically. But I'm like, oh, it's in the kitchen. And I'm like, okay, maybe she just put in some new stuff and it just got set off, like, it just like went really, really big or whatever, and it smells really, really good. So I was like, okay, you know what? That's okay. So I go and make lunch a little bit. I'm like still kind of smelling this lemony fresh scent. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I make my lunch and I go away. I go away into my office and I work in my office for some hours. And then you know, my mom comes home, and when my mom comes home, she's just like, do you smell like lemons? And I was like, yeah, I thought you put lemon stuff in the Febreze like air fresheners and stuff. She was like, no, I didn't do that. I was like, okay, well, it's not me. And so we were trying to wonder what the smell was, but we were like, we'll figure it out in the morning. My mom ends up going, I can barely breathe. So we're now trying to figure out what this lemony smell is, because it doesn't just smell like lemons, it smells like chemicals. Okay, it smells really chemically now, and now it's starting to also hurt my head. I didn't tell her this, but I ended up getting a massive headache from it. You know when you go into a Bath and Body Works and there's just all the smells, and all the smells really hurts your brain? That's kind of what's happening. It really hurts. So we're trying to figure out what the smell is. And we're trying to look up what the smell is. I thought that one of the fridges, because we have a fridge, but we also have a freezer, like a separate like freezer thing. It's disconnected, so it's not on or anything, which honestly we need to throw it out. It's been like that for a while. Everything in it is probably completely defrosted and just bad. And I thought it was a leak from the freezer or that of the refrigerator. So I turned it off and the smell didn't go away. So we were like, okay, well, let's turn the fridge back on, because it's not the fridge. And it's definitely not that freezer thing. But it smells like it's coming from the freezer thing, because there's no leaks. There would be leaks if it was the freezer thing. So we're trying to figure it out. We can't figure it out. The only thing is that it says it could be from household cleaners. So we ended up looking in all of the household cleaner areas. I was just like, I don't smell it from over here, but I do smell something over here. And we were smelling like underneath the sink, because that's where we mostly keep a lot of our cleaners as well. And we're trying to figure out where the smell is coming from. And then we're just like, we have to give up, because we don't know what it is. Because we think it's something that's leaking, but we don't know what it is, because we don't see any leaks anywhere. And then my mom just kind of points out, she's just like, hey, doesn't it look like that is all wet now? And I'm like, where? She's like, over there on the floor. And I'm like, and I'm looking over at the kitchen pantry, because we have a pantry, but there's also a bunch of cabinets around the pantry. And she's just like, I see it like in the corner there. And I'm like, huh, that's weird. So we kind of open them up to look, but we don't see anything. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's not that. It smells like it's coming from over there, but I don't know where it is. And there's so much stuff. I have no idea what we're going to find. And then we kind of turn around trying to look elsewhere. And then we turn back. And on the top shelf of one of these cabinets, you just see this brown like sludge coming off of one of the shelves, dripping onto the next shelf, and then going down to the floor. And I'm like, oh, I think I found it. So I go up there and I'm like, yep, it's definitely this. So it looks like what had happened is, I guess the chemicals inside of it started acting up and ended up bursting out and was leaking everywhere. So we ended up, you know, putting that in the garbage. We ended up like cleaning it up and paper towels and everything. And we finally got all of that stuff out of the house. We got like all the old cleaners that we had out of the house as well. So all of those are outside and thrown away. But yeah, that's how, and it was like floor cleaner. It was floor cleaner. And I was like, damn, my mom and I almost died to lemony fresh chemicals. So when we cleaned it up, like, you could still smell it. It was still pretty strong, but after a few days, it just went away because, you know, it's all cleaned up. It's all dried now. And I did go back the next day and just like wash it down with like warm water and a rag and stuff and just try to clean it up as much more as I could so that then it would be less. But yeah, that happened. Fun. Love it. So yeah, I almost got sent to the hospital just for that. If we left it, I feel like my mom and I would have needed to check into a hospital because we probably would have had respiratory problems. So yeah, that's why it seems like whenever I go on a break, just things happen. I feel like I need to go on a break more often because it's like, you know, stuff still happened. And that's what happened. I don't know. We're basically at the end of this story, make sure to throw away old cleaners if you're not using them anymore. Or try and use all the cleaners that you can and just use it until it's done. Or else you'll have to deal with that. Honestly, we did a lot of cleaning that we needed to do anyways, so... But without any further ado, we'll move over to art now so we can look at the amazing fairy. So here's the art I've been working on. I do have my commissions open. So my commissions are open right now until November 31st. I will be opening them again. But what I'm working on doing is working on a few Your Character Here's. So that the Your Character Here's and like illustration commissions can be open more often. My VTuber model commissions are not going to be open as often, so I'm going to like have those be like every once in a while, but illustrations will be open more often. Just because I like doing more illustration work. I like model making, but it does, you know, there's a lot of time that you need to do. Let me get my... It's a lot of effort. Yes, it is. I would say that this VTuber model, like this current model, this one, it took me maybe... I'm working... Oh!
I'm sure it's not that noticeable.
Really? Really? Oh. You gotta rub the butter in. Gotta rub the butter in. Yep. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. Yeah, this model has maybe about over 600 layers. It is butter season. It really is. This has over like 600 layers and then, you know, has so many like little moving parts to it. Of course, like the face is the most complex because I have all the teeth. Every single tooth on either side is separated. Every single tooth. A butt butter? Oh my gosh. You can buy butt butter merch now at my merch store.
Oh yes, Daddy.
Oh my gosh. Anyways. But yeah, it does definitely take a lot of effort to make VTuber models. That's why I applaud people that have made it their like full-time stuff, because I applaud them for doing that. I just love making my Scuff and Furby models, and honestly, people really do enjoy them. They're a little bit easier, not as complex to make. And, you know, they're a little bit cheaper, but they're also just something fun. I think it's just like a fun model that you can have with your community. And honestly, I might add more as time goes on. So, There's one model that I made that I might make it a base, and then I can make it a your character here model kind of situation. So it's just like, hey, here's like a your character here model, and I can just add stuff to it. And then it's like, depending on the parts that I make for certain people, I might just like collect it into also a customizable model. I'm working on doing a customizable Furby model so that then people can customize it. And then it's like, if you want like something more unique, then it's like you can commission, right? So there's one person I know of that has been trying, they're like, I don't know what I want my scuff model to be, but I want it to do a lot of things. I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Because they're just like, I want other stuff. I'm like, okay. The more stuff you add, the more it's gonna cost. But I know at the end of the day that whatever I make for them is gonna be good. Because even if it's scuff, you're gonna get quality. Oh, what did Trench Crusade say? Or what happened? If you guys don't know Trench Crusade is basically like another kind of like, it's kind of like Warhammer but different. But it's same way. It's a little bit easier. What? What do you mean? I knew things were too good to be true with it. Okay, well, them saying like, oh, here's like this. They're gonna be making hard plastic kits for their minis, but they won't be any more 3D files for models from major releases to 3D print. Yeah, I figured that would happen. You want to know why? Because they're not making a ton of money. It's not gonna make them money. How do you make money? How does Warhammer make money? They don't let you 3D print it. Yeah, I'm not surprised that they're doing that. I'm not surprised that Trench Crusade is actually doing that, because they're losing money from it. By allowing you to just buy one of the 3D printed models, and then you can make however many 3D models of those that you want, that means that you're only buying for one, right? And then you can make as many prints of those 3D files as you possibly want. Even if the 3D file is expensive, one person can make like a bunch of them, and then, I don't know, they can just like give it to their buddies, right? So now you have one person, and you can just get a group together, and then all of you can just like pitch in for maybe the resources for it. And then one person to just be printing them and then give it out to everybody else. So they're losing money on it. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're going to change it from being a 3D printable file to only that of you have to buy the physical releases. Because Warhammer, the way that Warhammer makes money is by all of its little figurines. I mean, even D&D, like all of its figurines for the most part, especially like certain limited edition ones, are only going to be that of physical. There's plenty of people that have like third-party ones that they end up. And then, you know, there's Hero Forge. But the thing is like with Hero Forge and 3D printable files with Hero Forge, like, you have to customize your model. So you still have to kind of pay them a little bit to get the 3D models. So there's that. But with like D&D and stuff, you know, you always have new characters.
The gist of it is that by making them box kits, they make it more accessible for people because they can buy them through retailers.
That's true.
Developing and designing the models to be molded and injected with hard plastic are exponentially more expensive than just designing models to 3D print, and it's not viable.
Yes. That is true as well. Yeah, that's the other thing. Having a 3D printer definitely is expensive. That's why I was saying, like, you can have one buddy. Like you, Jose, you have a 3D printer. And if we all were playing Trench Crusade, all of us could pitch in for you to buy the 3D models. And then, you know, and then we all pitch in for, like, our resource amounts. And then you can just print it all. And then now we all have it, right? But we all have it for free. You just paid. And we we paid for like maybe the things to print the resources, but then they're losing all out on us, right? Good news is the boxes are 50 for basic. Okay, 50 isn't that bad considering Warhammer. I just hope that they don't get too greedy with it, because once they start getting a little too greedy like Warhammer, they might have another issue on their hands, because a lot of people that are in Warhammer also complain about how expensive Warhammer is. So, and even nowadays, I think people say like, don't get into Warhammer because it's very expensive. It's a very expensive hobby. It's definitely a very expensive hobby. I would say if you have the money and you have the time, then invest in it. But if you don't have the money and you don't have the time, probably don't. Each box will include 6 to 10 minis that have, yo, interchangeable parts? Does Warhammer have that? I don't think it does. No? Well, that's a good selling point. Again, don't get too greedy and don't go extremely off the rails. I'll tell you that much. Because at the end of the day, that's kind of how this stuff works. It's a lot of businesses are becoming a lot more, I would say, predatory. But I don't think it's a bad thing as long as they just make sure not to overdo things and kind of make sure that they're not, like, you know, jumping off the deep end and going into greedy territory. But I do think that them selling a thing for $50 might lead Warhammer to start making their prices lower, because now they have a competitor. And, you know, you could always just buy the Trench to Crusade stuff and then just use it for your Warhammer games. I mean, no one, there's nothing about that.
There are 22 total armies so far, including factions and variant armies / sub-factions, and ranged can now release the main faction and one variant army for each faction every year.
Interesting. Every year? So, and we're gonna release the main faction and one variant army for each faction every year. Oh, so there's 22 and like each year they're gonna release a new main faction or just the main faction and a variant. So that's like two things a year. Like new stuff or just what's already in there? Because if so, that's like a 22 business year. Like 22 like whole thing. 6 factions, one variant sub-faction for each faction every year. It's a 3 to 4 year release window so far. Oh, okay, so I would say if they release 3 factions and 1 variant. Yeah, I would say like release 3, because then you can release like 1 at the beginning of the year, 1 in the middle of the year, and 1 at the end of the year. And then the 1 at the end of the year, make it so that you have a sale on the 1 at the beginning of the year. Because then people will buy it. Because like if it didn't get bought until now. Just saying. Sales are good. A lot of people don't realize this. Sales are good. Sales will actually make you money. That's why so many people have sales stuff. Anyways. I should probably work on drawing.
Nope, they're releasing the main 6 factions, all in one go, and one sub-faction / variant for each, so 6 additional ones every year.
Oh. That's not bad. I would just say, like, I think, like, I understand why it seems like they're screwing everyone over with getting rid of the ability to download the 3D files, but if they make it cheap and it's not super expensive to do it, I think that they could be able to pull it off. Because again, at the end of the day, the reason that the 3D files stuff isn't going to be profitable is because you can just have one dude doing it. And by the way, you can just have one person that ends up making it, and then you have another person that makes a mold, and then you can make like hundreds of molds. And then you just do it that way. So you don't even have to do 3D printing. You could just do molds. So just get the 3D print from one person and then just make a ton of like silicone molds. That's how people make D&D dice. It's just like making a bunch of molds. Because they take other dice and then they make molds of those dice and then they do all their dicing stuff. So yeah. Realistically, because they need to offset the cost of design and making models that can be inject molding. Yeah. Because it's gonna cost a lot to do it if they want to make physical. So that's why they need to get rid of the thing that could be losing them money, which is gonna be the 3D models. It's cheaper to 3D model to print. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you're just doing a 3D model and then printing it, it is definitely a lot cheaper, but like with making physical casted molds, it's gonna be a lot more. As long as it stays 50. It probably won't, but it will go up more, I'd say, in a few years. At least with newer sets. I don't think that the original sets will. Plus it means more business for game stores. True. That's also true. More game store business is good business. Mm. There you go. They're still keeping their community license? What do you mean? Oh my gosh, excuse me. I don't know why my voice is going all froggy. Wait, what the heck? There we go. Oh my goodness, can I do this, please?
Basically, Trench Crusade won't sue you for custom models, unlike Warhammer.
Wait, Warhammer will sue you for custom models? Warhammer will sue you for recreating minis and releasing the Oh, I see. I need to flip this.
I am George Dimmadome, owner of the Chaos Dale Dimmadome.
I'm gonna be honest.
Floppy penis hat.
Really? I didn't mean to make it like that. It just ended up being like that, and I just decided not to change it. I was like, you know what? This works.
Treat me gently, Mum, though I am ticklish sometimes.
No, I'm not gonna touch your hat, George.
Sigmund Freud says hello.
No, I'm not. No. If Sigmund Freud is saying hello, he's only saying hello to you, George.
He also says his mom is hit.
I know. The only reason that Sigmund Freud even said the things that he did was because he 100% wanted to be with his own mom, and he wanted to just justify it in a way that made sense and not be weird. But literally,
He was horny on main.
yes. Literally everybody literally told him and said, no, this isn't true. So the whole entire Oedipus Rex complex actually isn't real. It's not. It's not real. It was just Sigmund Freud being weird. Because literally everybody called him out on it. And they're like, bro, that's a little weird. That's a little sus, man. Oh my god. Oh, I'm sure he's not the only one that had that.
Mommy.
No, don't you start. Don't you start, George. You know, I actually want,
Dummy mummy.
no.
Dummy thick dummy mummy.
No. No. No, don't start calling me that. I know George calls me mom, and I'm fine with that. Mom and mother is fine. Don't call me mommy.
Thicker than a Snickers?
You know what? I joined like VTuber design appreciation thing. And someone literally said, "Oh my gosh, she's thick." And I was like, "Yep, thick monster girl." I don't mind people calling me thick. I do mind the mommy stuff. I don't particularly like it.
Thicker than a milkshake. Mother, the slapping sound of my massively huge balls alerted the guards.
What? George, you don't even have nuts. George, you don't even have a humanistic design. I used to have a design for them, but then things changed, so yeah. Straight to holy shit.
Oh wait, that's my ass cheeks.
George! No. I will say, if I turned his model around, he would have some nice cheeks. Oh, I didn't do it down here.
Treble clef with staff emoji, musical note emoji, musical notes emoji, slap the doll on the floor, smack that till you get sore, musical notes emoji, musical note emoji, treble clef with staff emoji.
Oh my
The
goodness.
clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting guards and brings all the boys to the yard.
No, there's other things that will bring the boys to the yard, George, and I don't think that you and I are prepared for it.
But, those are forbidden milkshakes.
They do be forbidden milkshakes, George. Just a quick question. I have a design on the front of my shin.
Oh look mom, a monster boy with unresolved trauma and a tender side masked by a harsh exterior.
Where? Where? Give him to me now. Oh wait, you talking about the new friend that we got? You're talking about the new friend we
I can
got.
fix him.
Uh
I think you meant hash brown exterior.
You have a design? Hold on. Oh, you do. Yeah, I'll be adding. I'm just like doing a color block. So that's just a sketch thing. So what this is I'm just like outlining it to be the base of the color. So yeah, I'll add that. I'll just add that to the sketch. Cuz what I'm going to go over and do is just do a sketch over top of this. So I have all the color. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot that was there. I think both of us just missed it when we were looking at it. Everything else, yeah. Sometimes I do miss something, so I don't mind if you point it out. Even if I had gotten through the full coloring and stuff, and then we got to that and we just missed it, it's not that difficult to add it in. Yeah, no,
Don't forget a hint of angst and a dash of trauma.
I'm not gonna add a bit of trauma to this. I already have too much trauma to give. Don't worry, I'm here. I think that's trauma enough. Actually, when I sent you the sketch...
Add a sad backstory. The trauma comes from the time an ice cream fell on the ground. Ever since we've hated ice cream.
Is that your trauma, George? That's your traumatic backstory? Okay, cool. Oop. I think I clicked something I shouldn't have.
No, I wanted $1. I was given a penny, ever since I've been anti-establishment.
Oh my goodness, George. You know, I don't even know what this is. I think it was just like some sketch I did and I just never got it out. There we go.
I'm sure it's not that noticeable.
Really? Again?
All right.
You know, at this point I should have a bald counter. I feel like I need one.
A devotee is checking in. To ensure check-in is complete, please give me your credit card. Mother, time to become fashionable.
No, thank you. Thank you for the fashion. Guys, I was trying to do stuff because we have something new that's coming for my birthday. And I was trying to figure out why in VTube Studio things were not, like, stacking. Bro, really? things were like not stacking on top of each other, so I was trying to figure out why. Turns out if you make everything in VTube Studio part of the same scene group, it just does that. And I'm like, thank you. Thanks, I hate it. I'm glad on that hand. Ew. Okay. I was like, oh. I am happy. I'm good to hear that you are happy. Alright.
I am George.
I have found a app to create maps. Ooh. Yeah, there's so many places now that offer like ways for people to create like maps and stuff, and I love it. I love finding them. I think I'm gonna need something that's a little bit brighter.
Use the bean method.
Yeah, that's actually something I was thinking about doing, because I need to come up with I did come up with an idea for the map of the Art of Chaos, but I kind of want to make it better.
Throw a shit ton of rice or beans on paper and trace an interesting outline.
I was thinking about doing that method because then I could, because like I'm like I don't know what to make the shape of it. Like I don't know what the shape of it should look like.
I am George Dickmadden III, and I have to inform that my mother Art Mistress of Bottom swears allegiance to the Falafel Empire for the glory of Buffetia.
Oh my gosh. I like that I've just accepted the bottomness. Like I'm not comfortable with mommy, but I'm
oh look, this map looks interesting. It says send booty pics and money at.
At where, George? At where? George, did you click it? I hope you didn't click that.
Add my bank account. I know that in all the art have bottom and that she is capable as her vtuber body use her two towers as a table to draw.
What do you mean the wall looks very what wall? Huh? Are you in my walls? I'm supposed to be the one in your walls. It's an internet. What? What? Okay. I'm too boomer. What joke is this?
Dad sleeps in the walls.
I barely understand the 6-7. I barely understand 6-7.
But I am a tick I love in your left bottom art. I have survived 3 wars there.
Please evict the ants and other resident insects, please. 6-7 is just... I know! I don't understand! Like, literally, the 6-7 shit is literally just them just saying 6-7. I'm like, bro, what the... What? Is it the way that they say it? I mean, like, I understand that because it's like, you know, with Vine and everything, it's like, stop! You could have dropped my croissant, you know? Like, I get that. No, there's also now groups. There's group 7.
Also my art, I have to inform you a new movie that I have found can be of your style.
Ooh, what new movie? I know that FNAF 2 is coming out. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. And then also Percy Jackson's 2nd season is coming out. I'm like, yeah, boys. Everything is happening. My hyperfixations are all coming together. Yeah, boys. Ah.
First question. You know the Bollywood law of Bahubali?
What?
I'm sure it's not that noticeable.
Can I? Can I be not bald for like literally 10 minutes?
All right.
Can I literally be not bald for 10 minutes, please? I would like to keep my hair. Huh? What is that?
Mum has locked Dad in the walls for him to not escape. She was kind enough and made a hole for his pee-pee to use the bathroom.
What?
Once in a while when Dad goes pee-pee, Mum pokes it with a ghost pepper.
Look.
Well, as you see, I am in every fucking law in the existence and non-existence. Nad, one day I entered the law of the Bollywood movies.
The thick thing there, is, I don't know, in some of your references, some people, so how boning, okay, how boning of webbing works is technically in order for it to web the way it does, you have to put something here. So what this basically is like a little bone kind of coming out from here, along with like a bone up here to make the webbing. Here, it attaches to the elbow, so that makes sense. But here, it wouldn't make sense.
As my journey across a lot of shite movies, decent shite movies, decent good movies, the Indian musical of Batman movie of Bollywood, and one day I found Bahubali the beginning, and I find cinema, and now a new movie coming out.
So you added a bone there? Yeah, so basically it's a little
Mom
bone.
drawing all this boning yet gets no boning. Tragic.
Yeah, I know, drawing all this boning, right? Yeah, so if you look at a bat, so I'm just gonna like draw a quick like bat wing. So if you look at bats kind of have their little fingers here, but also a thing that you probably don't know is that the rest of the fingers are on the webbing. So these are also their fingers.
No boxing for Art of No Bones, but her two towers do epic boings boings.
As long as the pattern stays... Yeah, I'm going to keep the pattern the same. So what I was thinking of for here was kind of putting the pattern similar to how it is up here, so that these can match, but the rest of the patterning on the wings is going to stay consistent. So, or well, not put this here, but make it that little... You kind of have like a little blue line kind of going down here on the parts where those bones would be. So that's what I'm basically referencing as well. I thought they were bones. Yeah, the one here as well. Yeah, this one is a bone. I know this one's a bone. Yeah. So it will stay consistent.
No, speaking of serious Bollywood matter, Art, if you can and believe I would not ask this if was not cinema, please check trailer Bahubali Eternal Wars.
I think I have seen it, and I think it's... I know anything with Bollywood is crazy. I know that much. Anything that has to do with, like, Bollywood stuff is crazy. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep... Because both wings are gonna be exactly the same, I'm just gonna do that. And then I gotta do... Oh, gotta put the... Yeah, because, like, the picture and image that you kind of have here, I thought this was a bone because of the way the patterning works, right? Because of how the patterning is, these look like bones. You see what I mean? Those are both bones? Okay. Oh, so you kind of do have it like bats, like bat wings. Dragon wings sometimes also have a bone here, so don't worry. When this gets fixed, it'll have the sketching of the other wings. If it connects to the wrist... I'm gonna have to redo this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this because that's not right then. Because how this would have to be redone is I would have to make... This is fine. But then it would need to be like this. And then... like that. Sorry, I didn't see it. You know what? Sometimes it just, it gets missed, you know? That's okay. Honestly, it's not that big of a difference. I'm trying to find the right one that I need to turn down a little bit. At least the rest of it is fine. Second time catching a stream? Welcome. Welcome, Pickle. I don't know, but I don't even... Yes, everyone welcome Pickle. The one thing I hate in this entire world. No, no, I don't mind Pickle, but I hate pickles. Yes, I am a monster girl that does not like pickles. I mind.
Touch the pickle.
No, I am not. Stop it. Stop it. No. You hate me? No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm touching the pickle. Oh my gosh. Is everyone now gonna touch the pickle? You guys are not allowed to touch the pickle. The pickle is spicy. See their name? It's a spicy pickle. So you gotta be careful.
I'm touching the pickle. No, wait, that's my penis.
George! Did you tell me about... Yes, I did. I did hear about that. There we go. Now that should work. It should work with the correct positionings now. Did he show you the Yes. He showed me everything. He showed me everything. This man does not hide things from me. You want to know the 2 ways I know that this man will never cheat on me? He spends most of his money on Magic the Gathering. He doesn't have enough money for a side hoe. And then the rest of the money he spends on himself, food, or me. That's how I know. Doesn't have money for me. That's true. Yo, why is this not turning off? Hold on a minute.
Dad hasn't shown Mom all the gay butt sex he has with his work husbands.
Excuse me? What? I mean, I know he does have a few work husbands, but what? Bro, I need references. Give. I'm gonna see myself. I'm sorry. The reason that we have our chat be 18 plus is literally because the shit me and my partner say. Sometimes also random shit I decide to talk about. Whee! We lack self-control. Yeah. Oh, I was like, why? I'm like, why isn't this drawing? And then I look over and I'm on Eraser. I'm like, that could be the reason why it's not drawing. The amount of times that I started drawing and I'm like, why isn't this working? And have been on like Blender or like blend mode or Eraser too many times. The Eraser doesn't draw. Blasphemy. I know, right? So whenever you see me like try and draw something and then you see me look over like this, it's probably me going, oh, I'm probably not in the right one. You see when the yeah, I see like
how dare
all
an
these...
eraser not erase 010 product design. Yeah. No, the webbing. Oh, is the webbing yeah, the webbing is closer to your back, right? Again. This is like easier. I'm just gonna use a there we go. See, once you start getting, like, stuff blocked, you can kind of see when there's mistakes and stuff. So. I just realized that you have very tiny wings. You technically have very... I gave you a lot bigger wings. Dad, take nap while stream is open.
Okay. Go sleep. Take sleepy sleep. Yeah, they're mostly hands. Ah, I see. They're like a second pair of hands. I see, I see. Okay. Oop, not that. Oh, excuse me. But I can fly a little. Well, you know what? That just means that you're really, really light. You're just light. Alright. Hmm. No. No. You can tell when I get really focused because I shut up. Ba, 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 ba. Na, 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 na. Mm. Wait, what the heck? There we go. I was like, you know what? It's a little quiet while I'm doing all this sketching and stuff. So let me like put something on. So I put something on, then my ears just got blasted. I was like, ah! George's do you want me to put it away? I can put it away. There we go. Well, I can do this. I can turn it off and on. Most people like it when he has it on. Is that a hat on your head, or are you just happy to see me? I know, right? I think he's just happy. He's definitely very happy. Let me do this part first. So, let me see. Uh-oh. 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 I drew this all on the wrong layer. Uh-oh. How much of this is on the wrong layer? Okay, only until the hair. That's fine. Honestly, you know what I might do is I'm gonna lock that. Because then I think I can't... Yeah, I can't draw on it if it's locked. Classic art. Honestly, pretty true. I'm very good about not doing it, but every once in a while it just happens, you know? Oh, that's the other thing. I don't think this is on... Yeah, let me lock this as well. Yeah. Honestly, if you don't want to draw on the wrong layer, literally lock the layers except the one that you're working on. I'm not joking. I'm gonna lock all of these. Cause then it won't let you draw. It lets you go in and out, but it won't actually let you draw. Big brain move. Lock layers. Then it won't make you draw. Mm-mm. Mm. There we go. I remembered the thing. We got the pattern. Though, I will say, you said that your scales were hexagons, but this technically isn't a hexagon. I'll just let you live with that. This is a hexagon. This is a it has 8 sides. That's a hexagon. This is not a hexagon. What? Then why is everyone drawing your shit with these? Yeah, beehives are hexagons. Hexagon isn't... Yeah, but isn't this a hexagon? It's where it has 2 sides here, a side 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 here. No? That's an octagon? Bro, then what the fuck have I been drawing on your fucking thing? What? I've been drawing shit wrong. Wait a minute. Because yeah, if it's these... Yeah, but everyone's been drawing these on your model. On your model? This is a hex... on the art itself? That's so... It's okay. I can draw it right. Honestly, the 8 ones were killing me. Okay, a little closer. No, these aren't. Are they? Oh my god, I'm fucking blind. I'm fucking blind. Count the... Yeah, they are. I wish I could pull this in. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 sides. I'm just an idiot. You know what the funny thing is? What the heck? Oh. I'm so confused. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. I don't know. Shapes are hard. You know what? What the heck? Why are they so tiny? I just messaged. I'm laughing. I just messaged. Alright, no, I think we all are fucking confused. Just tell the artist that I'm a dumbass. Tell the artist that I'm a dumbass. Alright, hold on. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. Art, I'm a dumbass too, and it's my character. I've looked at it thousands of times. I know.
As shapes start to get bigger and bigger, more sides, they start to become more and more circular. That's why the even-numbered shapes start to look alike.
Well, this is okay. I'll just Oh my gosh. Then I can make it a little bit cooler. No, no, you know what? I am just a dumbass and I'm just tired. Sometimes I just don't, like, I feel like I know what's being asked and then I actually don't. Don't say that. No, I think it's just like there's a large combination of different stuff. But at least I can make these now like look a little bit better. Honestly, these do look a lot better now that they're the actual right shape. I think it's just because these are like more angular and then these ones they like made them so big, so that's why I misread it. It's also like really tiny. That's why I'm like kind of making them a little bit bigger. There we go. 'Cause then can do. Yeah, in your art style. Yeah. I have one more question. Yes. What is your question? Should be the last thing. The horns, you drew a similar pattern on them, but mine have very specific... Hold on. Oh, I see. I think I just drew them like that because they are stripy. You even have scales here. a little bit of that in there. And then these I'm gonna have to go down here. See, it's sometimes a lot easier when you're like looking very detailedly. Here, let me just... I mean, technically I could have kept the tops. I could have kept the tops actually. So here, let me see. What the heck are... Wait, I'm trying to, like, see how these are. You should have seen how giddy I was when I saw this at work. Yeah, hold on. Let me see. Are these, like... Hold on. Are these going out like this? Is this how it is? Sorry, sometimes it's hard because I don't know what like the original intentions were. But it looks like it bows out like this. I can send you the line art on VGen because I have that. I mean, it's fine. I'm just like trying to figure out because like first off, the patterning is really, really complicated. Like that I would just do in coloring then. Like I wouldn't even have it be line art. Because the way of how it is just like it goes up like this over here. Which if it was down here, it would actually be down like this. Because your head is down. And then this up here would be like that. Like, I can get the tops done. These aren't too bad. But then I'm like, I don't know if up here... I don't know if up here is like, if it's supposed to be coming out like this. Or... Because that's what it looks like. So it looks like your horns are like kind of building on top of each other. It kind of looks like that. And that's what's like throwing me off here at the top because I don't know what this is supposed to be. Is it patterning? Is it actually building? I don't know. Oop, okay. Alright, let me see. It's bones and parting, I think. Okay, so it is building on top of itself. Here. Okay, so the dark parts are it building on top of each other. Okay. I have never seen horns like that. Horns like that do not actually exist, I'll tell you that much. You know the memes of like, Robert, it's pissing me off? That's what that sketch looks like to me. It's my fairy half making it weird. I guess so. Like, you know, when you're magical, you can kind of just sign it off. Okay. Hold on, I need to build this from the base up. I think it's just a problem that the shading doesn't really help it. So I think that's why some people probably draw your stuff with as a pattern instead of a so yeah, even, yeah, as patterning, it looks fine. But it's just like, this part is the only area where it's kind of starting to do that. It's not upsetting. I think it's just more of like, sometimes it's just, I don't know what the intention was of the artist. So sometimes you just don't know. And so you kind of have to like make guesses off of what they were trying to make. So it's not like your problem or anything like that. Sometimes some references are good, and sometimes even really good references can be confusing. That's why I made like a full 3D turnaround for my model, just so people wouldn't be confused. No, you don't need an updated character sheet. I think it's more of just like, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to tell. I can kind of tell what they're trying to do, but it's also like in their style. They're very stylized and cel shaded, and it's just like I'm having a hard time recognizing that it's all separated up like that. I'm trying to like, okay, so this is, okay. Hold on. There we go. I was just trying to figure out like how this connect down here, do that thingy, and then do other thingies. There we go. I got it. I got it. I'm not blaming the artist, by the way. I think that the art is still good. It's just like, sometimes it's just hard to read things. Because again, you know, how I interpret it is probably going to be different than how the artist that made it interpreted it. So we're all going to have different interpretations of the same thing. There we go. Yeah, because I think what it is that the shading is blending in with the colored patterning. And it's blending together, and that's why I couldn't really see it. Because now, really looking at it, I can see it. No, I don't need the full line art. I got it. I got it. It took a minute, but I got it. It's definitely, your horns are very interesting. I actually don't mind that. It's just more of like, I was trying to figure out the texturing. It took me a second, but I got there. Yeah. You got the scale. I did get those. Ooh. Just let me turn this down a bit so I can. There we go. Ugh. Yeah, the scales on the tail. Yeah, they're all it's basically lined. Okay, yeah. I kind of made it, oh my gosh, the sketch isn't here anymore. I did make an indication of it. I'm just gonna refine it a little bit more. But yes, I did get it. But it does seem that these are more overlappy than I originally drew them. Yeah. So, yeah. That's not too difficult. Hold on a minute. Let me turn this up a little bit more. Honestly, I actually do need to redo this tail a little bit. Update the price if need be. No, it's okay. You know, I feel like I would have gone. I think the other thing is, like, you had so many references and some of the references were different from each other. I would say if you have a reference sheet, just send one. Because if you keep just like send like more of the parts that you want. So I would say send the full reference sheet. Really? Yeah, because all the rest of them, so let me pull up the VGen really quickly, because on one of the tails that I was referencing, the tail actually, let me see, up here. So you have your main tail, but then in another place, I don't know. It looked different to me, but maybe I was just tired. Maybe I was just looking at shit wrong. I think I'm just looking at shit wrong. Oh, no. What the heck is this? Oh. Maybe I'm just dumb. No, I should have probably spent longer on rendering stuff and trying to make it. I was more like nitpicky on the wings and the rest of you than actually doing the tail, I think. I was focused on making the tail thicker. I'm just gonna do it with this. Okay, nope. Nope, nope. I'm trying to... Hold on. Let me do this first. There we go. And then I can do this. There we go. And then when it comes back around, there we go. And to be fair, the wing bone is like, yeah, that's the other thing. That's what got me too. That's why I was like, the wing bone, because you have it on your full model, and then the wing bone here, it has it placed on the elbow. That's why I saw it on the elbow, and I was like, oh, I guess that's in the reference too. So yeah. I think it's just like, you know, again, there's a lot of artists that are going to interpret things differently. It's okay. It's just, this is just an example of sometimes certain artists will latch on to certain things. I knew that you had scales on your stuff, but I was drawing it a little bit differently than what was actually there. Like, yeah, I was drawing it like the octagons or the pentagons as well. But here, these are a little bit better. And then what I'll do is I will add it to here. So let me turn this off. And then lower this. There we go. It does give like a nice little bumpiness to it, so. Your art is gonna be a good reference. Yeah, because it has the sketching and the line art as well, yeah. Honestly, if I had to remake my reference, I would remake it with line art. I might actually make my reference also like a sketch piece. Because in the future, I will say, like, in the future, I do want to, you know, start commissioning artists too. I know, like, yeah, I can make my own art, but sometimes, if I have money, I'd give it back, you know? Honestly, I literally have artists, kind of, that I want to commission. For certain pieces. There's like one person that has like really, really colorful art, and it's like super colorful, and I'm like, ooh, I kind of really want that. Also, something I just noticed, because in your other designs, it looks like they give you just the same color shirt, but apparently in your default design, your shirt at the top is white, and then the gold trim, and then it has blue. Or like a really pastel-y, like baby blue. And I was like, do you know Anonymous? His art is insane. I don't think I do, but there's like two people I want to commission. One is like a person that has like really cool like pop art kind of color art, and I just kind of want to do it with that because they have like a lot of cool cell shading as well. And then another person I want to commission is my friend Center, because I do like their art as well, and I would love to see how they draw me in their art. Another person is Merperoni, because he does a lot of, you know, I want him to like, I'll be like, dude, you can go as full body horror as you want. Because they do a lot of like very painterly, like black and white sketches, but they're not completely black and white, but it's very, very painterly, very, very sketchy, and also they do a lot of like mouths, body horror, tentacles and stuff. I'm like, because they're also an eldritch VTuber, an eldritch horror VTuber. So honestly, they kind of inspired me to embrace that I can make my VTuber model be an eldritch horror. So because of them, I was able to embrace it. That's how you got the art you see before you. And then I'm trying to think. And then so there's those people. And then the other thing I want to do is I want to commission a pixel artist, because there's a pixel artist that makes stuff for stream asset or stream avatars, so that then you guys can be the little chaotic mascots. So I want to get art of the chaotic mascot in pixelated form, so I can put it into stream avatars, and then with stream avatars I can, you know, have it up, and then it can be you guys, and I'll have it so there's a few different variants that you guys can pick. And then, you know, maybe certain people, depending on points and stuff, you can put little hats on your characters, you can put little stuff. So yeah, it's definitely gonna cost a lot, because, you know, I'm doing variants and I'm also doing like hats and stuff, right? So, but yeah. There's also like some other people that I want to commission, like who I have it in my like little saved area. I have like a few artists, I have a few streamers, but here, let me see. Oh yeah, there was like a 90s headshot kind of headshot style one that I was like, ooh, this looks really cool. But there are some people that I'm just like, I really love like their pop art kind of style. So I was thinking about that. The heck? Why isn't this? Oh, that's weird. I don't know why it wasn't letting me go the other way. Okay. Oh yeah, there's also like a person that does like Art Nouveau kind of like stuff as well, and I was like, that's really cool. So it's like, I have like a wide variety of different artists. It's not just like typical anime style or typical cute chibi style, but it's like, I like having varying arts. So, because I just want to see how people draw me in different art styles, right? Because I think that my character is definitely quite interesting and unique to where it's like, I just want to see what they do. They don't have to make it perfect. They just have to make it so I can understand it, right? As long as you get the key elements. Like with, like yours, I'm focused on the key elements. Your wings are definitely important. Your horns are important. Your eyes are important, you know, and your tail, you know, those are important design details. Yeah, the key elements, yeah. So for me, it would be my horns, ears, definitely like all of my facial feature, but also like, it's like, make sure that the necklace is right. I would be a little mad because my necklace actually is a lot of lore. So I know my necklace has more lore than the rest of me. When I get a cheap commission, I let them just trying to support. Yeah. My necklace has a little gem in it because pretty. Yeah. Mine is... So, technically, it used to hold the powers of a dead god. And then it ended up just becoming... So, how my lore is instead of wearing rings, they exchanged necklaces. If anyone remembers Avatar: The Last Airbender, that's where I get it from. Where the water tribe does, like, necklaces in order to become a fiancé and stuff like that. It's basically kind of that, but both parties do it. So, you know, they make a necklace for you, and then you make a necklace for them. And if they accept the necklace in return, then that means, like, okay, now you're gonna be engaged. So, and the upside down heart is actually my family symbol. So it's my family crest. So the gem is from a past life, and then the upside down heart is my family crest. So that's why I'm like, I would be so mad if they didn't do it right. Like, it's like, that's kind of important for my lore and stuff. All right. I have OCD, so it's hard for me to let's see. Yeah, you know what? I'm fine with clients like being detail-y with me. I'm like not mad at all, because then it's like, you know, you're right. That actually is part of your design. It's like, I'm gonna put that in, because like it's a little, your characters at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you thought them up and you spent so hard like thinking about them, and I want to do them justice. So when you point out things, I'm never gonna be mad. I'm gonna be like, you know what, you're right. If it's like, if you point out something and we're like really far along, but we're just like in blocking everything. So blocking everything just means like I'm blocking in where the color is gonna go, and then I was gonna refine the sketch on top of it, just so that then I can just do the sketch and then literally start going in coloring everything, because now I have like more defined lines. So it's good that you told me all this, because then I can actually fix anything that needs to be fixed before going into like further coloring. Because it's like, once you go into coloring, if I did the patterning on these wings and we had to majorly change them, it's like I would have to redo all the patterning. But we're kind of like in more processy stages where we can kind of be loosey-goosey, so I'm not going to ask more money from you just because of that. No, I think I would have picked it out. I would have noticed it, especially when, because I was going to bring this reference in and just like really make sure I was getting everything down. I would have noticed like, hey, wait, these are this shape. I wonder if this is the shape that they actually need for the rest of it. Because I would have been like that. Or it probably would have ended up, you would have ended up with octagons. So, what is this? What is this? Oh, it's to that. Okay. It's to the leg patterning. I was like, what is this? Oop. I lost my purple. Oh, let me just move this line over a little bit more. Hold on. There we go. Well, I feel like we would have noticed it anyways, because you want to know what? I would have sent you this. Like, once I'm done, like, outlining it like this and refining the sketch, you probably would have noticed it and been like, hey, I don't think that those are right. So I think either way, like, you know, we would have figured it out. Sometimes that's kind of why I like doing commissions live, because then you can kind of see, like, I make mistakes, okay? I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm just always afraid. No, I would rather you ask me. I'm gonna be honest with you, clients, I would rather you ask me things and be like, hey, did you mean to do this? And I'd be like, yeah, because the reference, this is how I'm understanding the reference. And then you can go, oh, no, actually, this is this. And it's like, oh, okay, then that's my mistake. I'll fix it. That's why usually what I'll do is, before I really try and move on to the next stage, I usually will ask, like, hey, is this right? Right? Like, does this look correct to you, you know? Because then it's a little bit easier. And I always try to be very, very communicative with my clients, just because at the end of the day, I don't know your character. You do. So you're gonna know when something's wrong. And if something's wrong, you're gonna point it out. And I would like you to point it out. I know that there are some people that just go like, well, that's just how my art style is. No. I know you can draw it, you just don't want to. Now, there are some times where I know I can't change things, and that's when, like, we're further along at something, and I can go, you know, then you get the countdown fixes, and there's only 5 of them, and it's like, okay, this is one off, you know, because I had to change a lot, you know, this is your one freebie. So, you know, and then it's like, if you start asking for more than those 5 changes, and how I kind of do it is like, it's grouped together. So it's like, hey, I asked for like the blah, blah, blah change. And it's like, okay, that's counts as 1. And then it's like, oh, I asked for this blah, blah, blah change. And it's like, okay, that's 2, you know? For me, that would be like once we're at like full coloring stage. Because it's like, once you're at full coloring stage, I'm like, this is going to make it harder because if we change like a bigger major part of the design, that's a lot to change. Like, again, if we didn't know the wings and I had already made the wings, then that is definitely a major change because I'm going to have to redo all the patterning. But we fixed it beforehand, so now the patterning will be all fine. Yeah. If you want to give me more, there's always tips on VGen. I don't encourage people to tip me. I never encourage you to tip me. The reason being I don't is because I try to like price my stuff enough to where it's good. Like, you know, where it's like I can make some sort of profit back or like be able to take care of myself. But, you know, tips are always nice. But there was one person on VGen. There was an artist on VGen. I don't know who this was. There was an artist on VGen. I saw this on Twitter and they were like, I guess, really going after the commissioner to say like, hey, you should tip me. You should tip me. Like that's what they're begging for tips. I'm like, hun, don't do that. If you tip me, you tip me. If you don't, you don't. Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm really not. So when I see people tip me, I just go, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for the tip. I literally tell them, I'm like, thank you so much for the tip. Thank you. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much. Like, that's usually how I am. Look, literally when I got my first ever subs, I literally was like, can I refund you? I don't know. Sometimes like when people come in and give me subs, I'm just like, no, take your money back. I'm doing this for free, man. If you want to pay me, like, there's other ways. Like, you can commission me, you can get merch from me, or, you know, you can just share my stuff around and then I can get monetization in other ways, you know? Alright. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I will say ads and bits and everything do help me right now. But I don't know if you guys saw... Oh yeah, let me get your... where is it? I know this is more detailed. I do remember that this is more detailed. Here it is. See, I remember the sword. Hey, hi. And then it's oop. There we go. Everyone hydrating? Yes. I am hydrating with tea right now, but nah. My green tea is cold. There we go. There we go. I remember that your necklace has more stuff. I have iced tea. Ooh. Regular iced tea or are we talking like green tea? Just regular? Here, let me see. Yeah, I kind of do have this going. I have cider. Very disappointed with the taste of water. It's been plastic, so I shall wait for good water again. Oh my gosh. Maybe don't put the microplastics in it. It's from tap. Honestly, yeah. I don't know. The water from tap has been weird. That's why my mom wants to get a reverse osmosis. We used to have reverse osmosis, but then we kind of got rid of it. Now we kind of want it back again. So. Oh, wait. I just realized this. This is like another layer, isn't it? That makes so much sense now. I can drink tap water even now has been pretty nice, but if the building isn't using much water, like in the morning or on lunch, it tastes like plastic, but in the middle of the night, it tastes pretty good. I see. You gotta wait until the good water comes through. I see, I see. You know what? That's fair. That's very fair. I'm gonna like lessen this a little bit more to see what I'm doing. I actually prefer freshly distilled water. You drink. Huh? Yeah, there's you can drink distilled water. A lot of people don't know that you can. I don't know if you're supposed to. No, you can drink distilled. Yeah, distilled is fine to drink. But then you don't get the funny material. Look, sometimes not all of us want the funny materials. Sometimes we want a little less funny materials. I'm gonna just... what is this? Hold on. Let me pull this up. No, that's the scales. Alright. So, I actually gotta end stream because I gotta go do something. So, honestly, we did make good progress because we've defined a lot of stuff that needed to be fixed. So, I will probably refine this a little bit more because it's kind of, yeah. I will send you a thing later tonight because I'm probably gonna work on this a little bit tonight. And then yeah, the patterning that'll come with coloring. So, of course I'm gonna be referencing the actual colors, to make sure it's all right. This is 11. Well, you'll either see it like, you'll see it when you wake up tomorrow then. I might also work on it I kind of try and not work on the weekends with like commission stuff, so but I can send you stuff. So whatever I get done or like work through is whatever I get done and work through. So yeah. I mean, honestly, it's coming out very well. So I do want to thank you though for the pose reference. That was very nice of you. I was like, damn, he's even got poses for me? I struggled to find poses and thought that one would be good. I mean, yeah, I do true. And you nailed it. Thanks. Thanks. You know what the funny thing is? I use 3D models in order to help me with getting the poses down, but you could see when I sent you the sketch. That face is sending me. I know. The face is so when I refine it more, yeah. I've gotten good at faces. I've gotten a lot better at faces. I think it's just because of me drawing it. Love George with a Doug dip. Yep. when you redeem George to get his big giant hat, he says that he's George Dimmadome, owner of the Chaos Dale Dimmadome. Totally. I mean, yeah, the way it wiggles. I didn't mean for it to wiggle the way it does. It just happened that way. Anyways, good night. Yeah. Accidental. Yeah, it was accidental. I didn't mean for it. Things happen. Let me see who I can send you guys over to really quickly. Who can I send you to? Oh. Oh yeah, I think she's celebrating something. Oh my gosh, there's so many people I want to send you guys to. Thank you for putting up with me. No, you know what? You're a really good commissioner giving a lot of feedback and doing corrections. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate when people do that. Because it's like, I know that I'm probably going to get things wrong. So it's always great when a commissioner is very, very vocal and saying like, hey, can you actually fix this? Because this isn't right. And then it's like, cool. Thank you. I think I should just end stream because I really gotta go. I'm cutting it close here. So I will be seeing you guys on Saturday. I'm debating on either doing Monster Hunter or playing some more Slime Rancher. So it's either going to be a cozy or we're slaying monsters. We're slaying. Slay queens. I'll let you guys know day of how I'm feeling. Because I've been kind of playing either or. I've been like playing a few games, you know? Yeah, but without any further ado, as I always say, may the stars guide you. Until next time. Goodbye, everybody.